So through Python, the aim of this module is to provide you with the knowledge of programming language constructs typical to mainstream programming languages. These might include, for example, you might have heard of Java, C, C++. All these languages have a core set of features that you're going to be quite comfortable with by the end of this course. That being said, we are going to be doing all this through Python, which is a beginner-friendly, approachable, yet extremely powerful programming language that is sort of really entering the mainstream. We're also going to be able to apply these skills that we acquire to solve typical programming problems. So if you're required to attack a real-world task using Python, solve that problem using Python, you'll be able to do so. Right? Why Python? Why not Java? Why not any of the innumerable other programming languages out there? Why not JavaScript? Why not Ruby? Why not C? Why not Visual Basic? And that really comes down to a few different points that makes Python the ideal choice. It has a massive following, mountains of support, both online and in person. It's a fantastic language for novices and professionals. You can really go from not knowing how to write a program at all to being very competent in Python quite quickly. And there are a huge number of powerful libraries out there. So things for machine learning, for example, for big data processing, all of these libraries are available to us as pre-written code that we can import straight into our projects. So we can get started doing really complex tasks very, very quickly. Just a quick side-by-side comparison of Java, which is a traditional object-oriented language, and Python, which is really designed around being as expressive as possible. So we have a program that prints the words "Hello World" on the screen. Right? A bit of a rite of passage for any new programmer is to write their first Hello World program. And you can see on the left here, we have Java, which is looking perhaps a little bit less than approachable. And on the right, we have Python. These programs do exactly the same thing. What's on the right, Python, is really much more approachable and much more expressive. You can get what you want to do done in a much more straightforward fashion. We're going to be busting some programming jargon. We're going to be covering the core of programming, really. So sequences and selection, conditional constructs, looping constructs as well. So we're going to be able to make choices depending on data from the outside world or data we get from the user. We're going to be able to run the same segment of code over and over again, which is where the power of programming sort of really comes in. We're going to be covering other things like arrays, objects, strings, functions. All these are going to be very comfortable to you by the time we finish with the full module. Let's not forget object-oriented programming. We're going to be touching on that a little bit as well. That is going to give you everything you need to take your knowledge further. Debugging, right? So much of what you do when you're programming is going to involve fixing your code. Debugging tips and tools there are going to be extremely useful. And also some common libraries and frameworks for machine learning and big data processing that you can really get started with right away. So we'll hopefully all have a working example by the end of the session that we do on machine learning and big data processing. And lastly, we're going to explore some similarities and differences between Python and other programming languages. Programming is a mindset. So as soon as you have it in Python, you'll find that very portable to any other language, really, of your choice. And here we have a couple of diagrams. So we have sequential composition, which is really one program statement after the other. Maybe we want to ask the user a question and then show them some text, for example. Maybe we want to ask them what their name is and then say hello and then their name. So that's sequential composition. We have conditional statements as well. Maybe we want to make a choice about the path of execution that our program is going to take, depending on whether the number the user enters is greater than or less than 3. All these are core programming concepts that we're going to have down very, very well indeed by the end of the module. And also looping constructs, which in my opinion is where the power of programming really comes in. Computers don't get bored, they'll do the same thing over and over again until you tell them to stop. Right? So if you want to do the same thing a million times, it's much easier to do that, obviously, in an automated fashion, using a looping construct in Python, for example, than sitting there and doing the same thing a million times by hand. And you may recognize some of these logos here, Keras, TensorFlow, and NumPy, 3 very powerful programming libraries for machine learning and numerical data processing. We're going to be looking at these and a few more on the full module. So here are a few skills that you'll acquire. I'm not going to read them all out, but please take a good look. Don't worry about them too much though, because really, it's about what you get out of the module, right? So you're certainly going to acquire these skills, but really think about what you would like from the module. I'll be on hand for the whole time, or a tutor will be on hand the whole time, to help you out, to help you get what you want to out of your newfound skills. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you all at the taster session and on the full module. Thank you so much.